To approve. Okay.
Have a seat. Who's next?
Judge
Last name.
Burks,
How old are you, Mr. Burks?
14.
14?
just turned 15.
Okay, because that gives me a whole, yeah, you're John? Curfew. And you are?
His grandfather.
His grandfather. Grandpa, did you know that he was out after curfew?
Yeah, he was waiting for a ride, and officers walked up to him as while he's standing outside waiting for a ride and demanding his ID, which he had no reason to give him his ID. They didn't have reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime or nothing. They just asked for ID.
If they look at him and say they're wondering how old he is and he's out after curfew, that is reasonable suspicion that an ordinance is being
He's
violated.
standing inside of a private property at a hotel.
Defendant was observed outside the Radisson Hotel.
Right, private property.
That doesn't matter. It's private
Right,
property
I'm
in the
saying,
city of
but he's-
Wauwatosa.
Right, but I'm saying he's on private property. He's standing waiting for a ride till his sister pull up.
It says here, defendant observed outside the Radisson Hotel at approximately 11:22 p.m. after a call was received regarding multiple juveniles outside of the hotel. Defendant provided me with false information and refused to provide me with correct information despite being given multiple chances. Defendant also did not have a room at the Radisson. So what were you doing at the Radisson?
I did have a room.
Pardon?
I did have a room. My friend had a room. I was gonna go in there.
Okay, you did not have a room, someone else did, and you were gonna join them?
Yeah.
Okay, and, all right, so, you're outside after curfew in Wauwatosa. It doesn't matter if it's private property or public property. So, if you want to, I'll set this for trial, and we'll just, go ahead and.
Yeah.
And, okay, fine.
Because they didn't have a reason to approach him.
Yeah, they do. They have a reason to approach someone because he's underage and he's out after 11 o'clock. That's curfew violation.
Okay, but he's like they said on the ticket that he was inside the hotel,
He's outside of the
standing in
Radisson
front of the
Hotel.
hotel on private property.
Okay.
It was
So I was
no
trying to
reason.
go inside.
All right,
but they
all right,
let me in.
all right.
They wouldn't let him go in.
Pardon? You were what?
Shine.
Trying to go inside, but they told me. I
Did they have body cameras on?
I'm not sure if they do. Why don't you
Did
go to
you
the
know that?
hotel?
Did you know if they had body cameras on?
I mean, the officers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have body cameras. Go get it if you want
Right,
it.
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to do that.
Right, well, all right. And carefully consider the advice you're giving your grandson.
I mean, you carefully know what
Not
you're
guilty,
giving.
set it for trial.
Right, I'm giving him good advice. You don't have to give his name to nobody. You just walk up to him and ask for his name.
You have to give information
No.
identifying yourself if there's a reasonable suspicion of the possibility of
a
an
crime,
ordinance, of a crime or an
That's
ordinance.
not ordinance is not a crime.
It's an ordinance
It's not a
violation
crime, though.
too.
It's not a crime.
Okay.
It's not a crime.
And here, you don't know the law.
Is it a crime?
No.
Is an ordinance
No.
a crime? Okay, then reasonable suspicion of a
No,
crime.
it's reasonable suspicion of a
Of a
violation
crime.
of the law.
Of
No,
a
it's not a crime.
Okay, that's not a crime.
See,
I know that's not a crime.
He went to law school
I
and
know
he
that's not a
understands
crime.
that.
I know it's not a crime.
I know that, but you
Right,
don't, you
so
can.
they had no
you can-
reason that-
You
they had
have
no
to give
reason.
information if there's a reasonable suspicion of any violation of law. It doesn't have to be
No.
a crime. You know,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's color of the skin. That's what it is.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Okay, play
Yeah, I
that.
know it's your right to you. So you just do your job and don't worry about how I raise my grandson.
ahead.
That's what you do. Don't worry about how I raise him. You do your job. That's what you do. That's what you do. You raise your own. Don't worry about mine.
I would have considered just a little bit of community service.